Jesus says, beg for mercy, swallow your pride, and pray like never before. August 9th, 2015. Words from Jesus through Sister Clare, spoken by Jackie. Jesus began, we're moving ahead. Oh, that's why you're so sad and needing consolation. Yes, I thought perhaps we could put it off a bit longer, but it's not looking good. Too many things are converging, and there comes a point, Clare, where time given is exploited by evil and outweighs the good. It's a turning point. Oh Lord, we've all been waiting so long. Could it be that it really will happen now? It's looking that way more and more. I need your prayers, Clare. I don't want to do this now. I want more time, more grace, more mercy. Believe it or not, there could be a swing the other way towards goodness. If more would pray, then the good that is done would outweigh the bad. But for this, I need more prayers and more dedicated prayer time. And yes, to answer your question, the Divine Mercy Prayer could help to turn the tide. My brides, I don't care what your background is. There is no excuse for not praying this prayer. Do you really want to know what I meant by saying long prayers, repetitive prayers, and babbling to impress people? You complain about long prayers, but do you know that my disciples and I prayed the Psalms regularly and repeatedly? Psalm 91 was a favorite, over and over again. Yet this prayer I gave that poor Polish woman is criticized for being long and repetitive. For the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Is it too much for me to ask of you, my bride, to meditate on my passion for the 20 minutes it takes to pray that prayer? Is it boring to you? I'm sorry, this should never be boring to you. Lord, it is boring sometimes. Why is that? Is it boring to think about how you are going to make improvements around the house and the yard? You give your mind to that day after day for at least 20 minutes, if I could count all the minutes together. The answer is simple. Your carnal nature is stronger than your spiritual nature. You derive more pleasure from thinking creative thoughts than entering into my passion with me. Clare, I will not condemn you here, beloved. Ask of me and I will impart to you this very special gift. I would love to see you at the foot of my cross more. Oh, I would derive great comfort from that. Okay, Lord, I'm asking, may I have that gift too, on top of all the others you've been so generous to give? Consider it done. There is a certain sweetness I share with my bride when she enters that space with me. It is sweeter by far than any of the other gifts. You will never feel the profound joy and sorrow any other way than by entering into the suffering of my passion. You have been there before, Clare. Don't tell me you haven't. Yes, Lord, I have, but it was not easy. It also brought you deeper in compassion, in understanding, and the ability to carry your own cross. You tasted the sweetness of the depth of my love for you and all mankind, that I would willingly lay down my Godhead and allow myself to be done away with by my very own creatures. There is a bitterness there that is intensely sweet, and all who partake of that are strengthened in resolve, in goodwill, and inspired to live more and more for me. I'm not saying it is easy. It certainly requires a strong resolve, since it is not an easy thing to meditate upon. When I say don't pray as the pagans do and don't stand on the street corners and saying long prayers, I'm talking about display. All of you have been there in a group, multiplying your prayers to sound good and caring in the presence of others, as well as going on asking for worldly gifts, when in fact the prayer I taught you is to be an example of what to ask for. I repeated plenty of long prayers. The Psalms were forever on my lips. I do not remember a time when I was not praying one part or another from the Psalms and the prophets. I was fond of repeating particular lines that brought comfort to my Father. The Divine Mercy Prayer was given to extend grace and mercy at a critical time in history, World War II. Many who were dying came to me at the very last moment of their lives because of this prayer, and to this day it is divinely relevant. So, swallow your pride, rend your garments, and beg for mercy. You cannot imagine the Holocaust that you are on the verge of. There is not one person in this country, America, that will not be desperately affected by the coming events. You cannot imagine it now because you have lived in peace for so long, but if for no other reason than to save your relatives, I have great need of your prayers, my dear little family, great need. Whenever my spirit moves upon your hearts, pray from the heart in the way you're inspired. I only brought up that prayer's virtue because some have slandered it. I wanted you to understand what the scriptures say and don't say about prayer, not what men twist to fit their own particular doctrine to put others down with. Over and over again in the scriptures, I've said things that could be twisted and rationalized, made into a doctrine by those who do not think beyond the lines of print on the page. Your prayers are powerful. They do not bounce off the ceiling as the enemy would have you believe. No, every single prayer is presented in heaven as a sweet-smelling sacrifice. Every single prayer. The enemy will discourage you from prayer if you let him. In the same way, he discourages you about yourself. They spend all their time running around lying. If they are not permitted to do physical harm, they will at the very least convince gullible souls that their prayers are a waste of time. Do not allow yourselves to be victimized by such as these. Lord, I often feel this way. Yes, I know. Part of it is sloth. The other is a lie you've allowed into your thinking. You will have to do much violence to overcome this treachery that has affected all my saints. Day and night, 24 hours, my Father in heaven is answering prayers. Many are jaded in their thinking about prayer. They presume that because they have not fasted or done great works, that their prayers will not be heard. May I say the obedient soul gets their prayers answered? There is no higher disposition of heart next to mercy and charity than obedience. Obedience does violence to pride and fosters humility. And the obedient soul who has shifted all their confidence off their flesh and onto my loving providence will get their prayers answered more than those who pray and declare their faith one moment and shift into unbelief the next because they didn't fast. Oh Lord, you've exposed my error in thinking. Yes, truly, it is confidence in the flesh that threatens your faith. It's not about you, it's about my mercy. And your faith is so pleasing to me, I can hardly resist. That is the truth. Great faith in me and me alone is rare, and when I find it, I reward it plenteously. So Lord, when I cast my cares for this little family onto you, because I know I cannot do anything for them, am I praying in faith that you will do it all? Well said. When I see that you recognize your insufficiency, your utter powerlessness in the face of so many needs and requests, my heart is moved on behalf of your prayer. And yes, I visit them with my grace, because you have nothing to give, and you are so totally reliant on me that I cannot bear the idea of letting you or them down. You are a mere human, and you know how you never want to disappoint anyone, and will go way out of your way to justify their confidence in you. How much more so will your Father in heaven do in honor of his name? Be at peace now, my brides. All I'm asking of you is prayer and faith in me, that I will answer by withholding the wrath that is to come. It is not my heart that my bride should depart yet. It is not my heart. Some of you will truly take this message to heart and with your whole being respond to me. And to you I say, you have captured my heart, my sister, my bride. You have captured my heart with one glance of your eyes, with one jewel of your necklace.